Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I want to give some of the tips and some of the things that I have basically learned from my silk press. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna leave the thumbnail here as well as the link to the video just so that you can go and watch it. But I have learned so much from you guys. I have learned so much from researching as to what went wrong and why I had to, I had to get it like a big chop. It's so funny, or it's so sad that I had to learn the hard way, but it's all good. I want to believe that there are a lot of people who have done silk presses and they were successful. Okay, they didn't get any heat damage, but I got a heat damage. And if you are wondering where my teeny weeny afro is, she's under this wig. She's being protected in cornrows just so that I don't have to keep manipulating her. But you get the gist. I just wanted to put out these things so that people are aware of what to look out for. I wish I knew these things before going for my silk press, because I would have been like, oh, don't do that, that's not right, don't blow dry my hair when it's wet and all of that. So if you're interested, then you want to keep on watching this video. The first thing that I want to say is, whenever you're working with heat on your natural hair, I would say you need to know like the texture of your hair. So it's either you have thin hair or your hair is really thick. So in my case, I have thick 4C natural hair, right? So my hair is thick, it's full, you can see the volume, or you could see the volume when I had my thick hair and all of that. If you have thick strands, basically what that means is you have more protective layers, so your hair is gonna be much more protected when it comes in contact with heat before it actually gets inside like your hair shaft, if that makes sense. But then when you have thin hair, the protective layers are less, so that makes you more prone to heat damage. Okay, so that's why you need to know these things so that you can pick the right tool for you to use. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the first thing that you need to look out for, just so that you don't get the heat damage from a silk press. So the first thing that I'm going to say is the kind of tool that you're using. So be it a blow dryer, be it a flat iron or a curling iron, whatever it is you're using, you need to be sure of the quality. It has to be like of top quality, because if you get a cheap straightener or if you get a cheap blow dryer, it can overheat because it's fake, right? So you want to be sure that you're investing in the right set of tools that are original. And then when it comes to straighteners, what I would advise from my research, okay, this is just based on my research, I have researched, and there are basically about three types of straighteners, right? So you have the one where the metal plate is lined with titanium, or it is lined with ceramic, or tourmaline stone straightener. So from research, it's as though the tourmaline straightener is kind of like the best, and the chances of getting a heat damage with that is less. Basically, ceramic straighteners, they heat your hair up from the inside out, so it takes a longer time for your hair to get hot or your hair to get straightened, right? And it takes a longer time for the tool to get hot, so that one helps to like minimize damage as well. But then the titanium one gets hot fast, and it just basically straightens and heats up like your hair shafts, the external part of your hair, and it's very quick, very direct. So if you're not careful, it might do a lot of damage if you're not careful. If you've heard of tourmaline hair straighteners, please let me know down in the comment section, guys. If I say anything that is contrary to what it is, kindly let me know down in the comment section, because I am still open to learning about this thing. Trust me, when you've been a victim of something, you want to like get all the details just so that you don't be a victim again, and you kind of want to pass the message across to people so that people don't fall victim to this. So yeah, share your experiences in the comment section, share corrections and contributions and all of that. So yeah, the tourmaline, according to what I have read, it helps to trap moisture. So what it does is to also help to rehydrate your hair. When you heat your hair, you're basically taking out a little bit of moisture from your hair. So yeah, the tourmaline straightener kind of rehydrates your hair and reconditions the hair, so that way it kind of minimizes breakage, right? I don't think it's so common. I don't know, I really don't know. I just learned about these things when I fell victim to heat damage from the silk press. But let me know down in the comment section, right? If I were to do anything related to heat, I would go with the ceramic one, just because I feel like it's safer, or the tourmaline. Okay, just any of those two, right? Another thing that I have learned is that you want to use tools that use iron technology. So for example, an ionic dryer for blow drying your hair. Okay, so what the ionic dryers do, basically when you are trying to like dry your hair, what they do is they break down the water molecules quite quickly. So that means your hair is going to dry faster. But one other unique thing that they do is that they kind of allow moisture to then penetrate into your hair shafts. So your hair gets dried like physically, but it's still kind of moisturized and rehydrated. Okay, so that's how these ionic things work. There are articles on it. If you want to read, you could go ahead and search out ionic dryers, ionic technology for straightening of hair and all of that. You get to understand there are a lot of ions, positive ions, negative ions, which I'm going to get into in this video. But yeah, you want to check them out. So yeah, from my research, they are the best because they don't completely strip your hair of moisture, so your hair is rehydrated and reconditioned. Cool. So the next thing that I want to say is when it comes to the tool, you want to get a tool that has temperature settings. Get to the temperature setting that you should be using, but know that I have, let me try to find it. I have a straightener that doesn't have a temperature setting. So this straightener right here doesn't have any setting for like your temperature setting, so it's just one. And although I haven't really used this on my hair except like maybe 3 years ago, it's just this, so it's just one, off and on. There's no setting. You can't say, oh, we can't even tell what temperature you're using. So these tools, don't use them for your natural hair because you can't control the settings. Even when it comes to the ones that have high, low, medium, still don't go for those ones. Those ones don't give you like the exact temperature setting that you should be using, right? So you want to get a straightener whereby you can literally set the temperature which you want, and then you're sure that okay, this is the temperature that we're using. And again, don't buy cheap ones, don't buy fake, because you can put it on 300 and it's already on 400 because it's overheating, because it's fake, right? So yeah, that's it when it comes to the type of tools you're using. Now when it comes to temperature, I found a lot of things online. I do know that one thing I do know is that at 450 degrees Fahrenheit, right, that is the temperature at which your hair gets permanently damaged. That is where you get irreversible heat damage. You don't want to even get near 450 degrees. I would say don't even get to 400 because it's just too extreme. And if you're getting to 450, you're just be sure that your hair is damaged. Your hair is gone. She's gone. 450 is gone. But with heat, what I would say is stay around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Once you're already passing 300, your hair is becoming weak. Your hair just keeps getting weaker by the temperature increase. So the more you increase the temperature from like 300, you're just weakening your hair the more. So just stay at a safe zone, and for me a safe zone is 300. Okay, yeah, just take note that permanent damage occurs at 450 degrees Celsius, so you don't want to get there. Okay, so another mistake or another thing that you should look out for when doing your silk press is you want to make sure that your hair is properly clarified. So you want to be using a clarifying shampoo to basically cleanse your scalp, cleanse your hair strands, and make sure that there is no residue, no product left in it, because when you are flat ironing and there is still product, you're basically burning the product, and the product is on your hair strands, if you get what I mean. So basically you want to make sure that your hair is cleansed properly. Use a clarifying shampoo and make sure that there is no product on it. If you have a lot of products on it, it's going to weigh down the whole silk press. It's not going to look bouncy, it's going to look very greasy. When it comes to working with heat, no matter how it leads to, even if it's just to blow dry your hair, you want to make sure that you are using heat protectant. This is a must. If you miss it, your hair could be damaged. Okay, so you want to be using heat protectant, and what I'm going to say I would advise is that you use a water-based heat protectant. In my case, a serum was used, and with oil, when you have oil-based heat protectant and you have heat, the two of them mixed together, you're literally frying your hair. That is what happened to me. My hair was literally fried. So you don't want to do that. I would advise you go for a water-based heat protectant because it's safer. Okay, so another mistake that could get you heat damage is going over like the strand multiple times, right? So let's say this is my natural hair right now and I want to straighten this, and I go 1, I go 2, and I go 3. You're setting yourself up for heat damage. Stay away from that. So you just want to pass the flat iron once. In my case, there were multiple passes, so at least 2. At least he went in twice with the heat tool to straighten my hair. So that is what literally got, these are some of the things that got my hair, you know, damaged. So 1 pass is enough. If it doesn't get straight with 1 pass, don't increase the setting, don't increase the temperature setting, and don't go over it again. Just leave it like that. Okay, then heat is not for you. Just leave it like that, because once you go twice, it's gone. It's just not advisable. Okay, another thing when it comes to the straightening part is that you don't want to do tiny sections. I got a lot of comments about that. So in my case, it was a lot of tiny sections with such intense heat. So the heat was really so concentrated on those tiny strands. So if maybe he went in with like longer or bigger sections rather, it would have been, you know, the heat would have not been too concentrated and intense. But going in small sections, let's say this is my hair right now, and you're going in tiny sections like this, it can lead to heat damage. So you want to go in like bigger sections when you are straightening and in your hair strands. Okay, one other thing that I saw in my comments, this thing broke my heart. If you are a stylist and you're watching this video right now and you somehow put in relaxer in someone's hair that is natural when they didn't ask for that, that's just evil. Like, why would you do that? A lot of people complained about this in the comments, and they were like, oh, it's possible that because that is what they've noticed these days, that these stylists, either they're jealous of your hair or they're envious or something. They just want, because when you put relaxer in your hair, it kind of softens it and it makes it appear very straight, which is like the whole point of, you know, getting a silk press so that you have straight hair, right? So these stylists use relaxers, and that is when they're trying to wash and cleanse your hair. So you need to be very careful. You need to look out for these. You need to look out for these. Be sure of what they're putting in your hair. Keep your, I don't know, be very focused. Try not to be distracted when they're washing your hair. If you need to carry your phone up so that you are seeing what they're doing behind you, do that, because these people are wild. It's not right. Please, if you're a stylist, if you don't know how to do a silk press, just tell the client you don't know how to do a silk press, and just sneaking in a relaxer, a chemical relaxer, just so that the hair can become straight. Come on, it's just not right. Please stop. So if you are the one going to the salon, please look out for these things. Okay, yeah, please. That's just ghetto. I would say go to someone who knows what they're doing. I would say, oh, go make sure you're going to a professional, a licensed stylist, you know, all those things. But you can't just tell. Someone can have the license and they're still prone to errors, they're still prone to mistakes, they're still prone to, you know, one thing or the other. So I wouldn't even just advise anybody to even do a silk press. Like, if you come to me, I'm going to tell you don't do it. It's not worth it. But if you still want to get one done, I want to get it done with a stylist, car parked at owner's risk. Like, you are literally putting yourself in that situation, and whatever the outcome is up to you. Just like my case, like if someone had told me this earlier, I would have probably not gone to, you know, get like a silk press, but decide properly. I wouldn't advise anybody to get it though, but if you still want to get it, I guess that's why you're watching this video. Another thing that I want you guys to do is to open up while you're at the salon. So as you found out all these things that could possibly lead to the damage, what I would say is open up. If you see that, oh, he's trying or she is trying to go in a second time with a straightener, say immediately no. immediately, you know, I've seen what I needed to see immediately, you know. Okay, just don't let them do that. So speak up. I know that sometimes we can be shy and then we go back home crying and letting all our feelings out, and we don't want to, you know, say it there in the salon. Please open up and tell them what you want. Let them do it to your taste. Okay, so yeah, this is if you decide to get it. Okay, I'm not telling you to get a silk press, but if you decide to get it, do these things. So another thing that I'm going to say is when you're blow drying, it is best to get the best results. It's best to blow dry on damp hair, not soaking wet hair, not hair that is dripping with water. Damp hair, not bone dry hair, like very dry hair. You want to be sure that your hair is a little bit damp. So basically, heat damage doesn't only depend on like the temperature setting that you're using. It depends on the concentration of the heat, the intensity of the heat, which is why I advise you, you know, like do like bigger sections and, you know, just going with one pass and all of that. So another thing that could also lead to heat damage is the length of time that you have the tool on your hair. So if I have my straightener right now and this is my natural hair, and I decide to like go in and I leave the tool there like this, it is a very big red flag. You're setting yourself up for heat damage. So the length of time you keep the tool on your hair and determine whether you get a heat damage or not. So this is it's not on, right? So that's why I can touch it. So yeah, this is how you straighten the hair. You just go in, drag it out, and that's it. So you don't like go in, leave it there, drag it down, leave it there. No, just go one pass and be very quick with it, because the more you spend time there, the more prone you are to heat damage. Okay, so yeah, basically these are the things which I feel like you should look out for. If you guys have other things that you would love them to look out for when getting a silk press, or basically when working with heat on natural hair, I think you guys should let them know, or let us know down in the comment section. I'm looking forward to see your comments so that I could learn more from you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope this video saves someone from getting a heat damage. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. If you are new, please subscribe down below, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one.